Are you your own worst enemy? Welcome to the Hopefulist with me, Wendy McClure. This is where we turn those nasty, negative thoughts into positive and work toward a happy, fulfilled life. Now, let's get started. Persistence. That is our focus for this month. And I thought that I found a pretty adequate quote of the day. This is the feeling you're going for when you make a huge leap in your life. Equal parts excitement and terror. That's right. We are always afraid to do something new because we are always afraid of change. Even people who say they embrace change are not as comfortable with it as they would like you to believe or like themselves to believe. Getting out of your comfort zone is the one thing that you will have to do in order to progress in life in a way that will be fulfilling for you. Gonna have to do it if you want to keep growing in life. If you want to stay stagnant, that's fine. If you want to stay content, that's fine too. That's not usually living life to the fullest. That's usually kind of just bumping along. That's my opinion. But if you have no goals, which, again, I don't think that's the right way to go about life, but if you have no goals, you will have no reason to get out of your comfort zone. But for those who do have big goals, those who do want to grow through life, and for those who want to live life to the fullest, you're going to have to get out of that comfort zone. Yeah, you are. I hate to tell it to you, but it is the truth. So I've been at this business for over 3 years now, and it's actually embarrassing to me that it hasn't gotten further along. And it's not even really a business, to be honest. But why is it I'm still only where I am? That's the question here. Why is it that I have only gotten as far as I've gotten? And I'm going to say this too. I haven't gotten this far to only get this far. Is it because the goal of my business is not good? The goal being to help people live better, happier lives? So no, I don't believe it's the goal. Is it that I'm not marketing it correctly? Yes, I believe that has a lot to do with it. It is the way I think about the business in my mind. I think that has a lot to do with it. Now, let me start by saying I never had any intention of having my own business. I've said this before. It's never something I wanted. I never even wanted to be in management, to be honest. I didn't want the responsibility. I've always just wanted to do my job and go home at the end of the day. I don't want all these things like success and failure hinging on me. The thought of it makes me incredibly anxious. But here I am trying to make my own way in this world. And honestly, I'm just not doing that great. My downloads of the podcast haven't increased in years. I'm not getting out the programs I think about constantly. And I didn't even classify this as a business until this year. And what I mean by that is I finally actually filed the Hopefulist as a business in my state and all that entails. There's been many times that I have second-guessed that because now I have to come up with these, profit and loss statements and all that stuff. And, at this point, it's really easy. It's just all loss. But I finally did that because, I take all of these programs. I'm constantly taking courses and signing up for programs. And, one time I took this one program and they're like, one of the first things you have to do is file your business as a business. And then you will treat it like a business. Okay. So that's what I did. And that costs, some money for me to do that. It's going to cost me money at the end of the year for tax purposes and all of that kind of stuff. And since I've done that, I haven't done one single thing to further my business. So I have to question myself. What is going on here? do I think that I'm a fraud? Maybe I'm thinking, who the hell are you to think you can run your own business? There has to be a reason why I officially filed my business with the state of New Jersey and then went on to do nothing except put out the podcast and blog every week. Now, that is a good thing. I've at least always tried to be consistent with getting the podcast out every week, and I think I've done a pretty good job of that. I've been late a couple of times here and there. You guys have cut me some slack. But it isn't enough to actually call myself a business. And I haven't been able to increase my number of downloads in many months. If anything, I'm losing listeners. So I'm at a crossroads, and I have to determine how much of this situation I'm in right now is my fault. Have I been doing enough to promote my business and podcast? No, not even close. Have I put any of my million ideas into action in making a program that could help people improve their lives? Well, not in a very long time. I have in the past, but I haven't in a while. And I'm afraid that my ideas aren't worthy and won't work. Yeah, that's it. That's what's stopping me. I've tried in the past. I've had some moderate success. Not much to write home about, but I believe I've helped people. And I made a little money while doing it. But here's the thing. If I keep putting off other ideas, then I won't fail. I won't be proving to myself that this is a bad idea. Therefore, that idea is still alive in my mind as a possibility. Are you following me? Because once I put that possibility out there and it doesn't work, then I know that it's a failure. And then I'm disappointed. So if I don't try, I won't fail. And hence I haven't been trying. And who is to blame for that? Yep, that's me. Me and me alone. Now I have some major issues with imposter syndrome. Especially since running in my own business is never something I even considered until 3 years ago. I often think in the back of my head, who are you to ask people for money? This is when I need to remind myself that I improved my life by like 75% in the past few years. I've analyzed what worked for me and what didn't. I have this knowledge and I know it will help people, but I seem to be stuck in a mindset of, who are you to charge people for this? Well, it's my knowledge and my programs that I've developed that can help people. Just like a personal trainer charges for their services, so should I. I do give out a lot of information for free. My podcast is free. I do a lot of social media posts that I think help people look at their lives in a different way. And if someone wants a more detailed program and someone to be their cheerleader, somebody that will hold them accountable, that is what I can do. And I have to stop thinking about the money-making aspect and focus on the helping people part. If I know how you can live your life better, that is valuable. That is worth something, just like a personal trainer. All this to say I'm the one holding me back on both a conscious and subconscious level. I have to get over my limiting beliefs and imposter syndrome and just start helping people. That is what this business is all about. Am I disappointed in myself for not doing more sooner? Yeah, of course. But there is nothing I can do about that now. Not one single thing. The only thing I can do is be better now and in the future. I can take steps right now to do what I should have been doing all along, and I will. I'm not going to shame myself. I'm not going to berate myself for what I haven't done, but I will learn from it. And when I get down and disappointed that I'm not further along, I will remind myself it's not because of my ideas and the programs I have developed. It's because I haven't put them into action. So what is it that you've been working toward and not really getting anywhere? Is it you and some limiting beliefs that are holding you back? Have you not been proactive enough when it comes to going after your goals? Are you letting fear stop you from even trying? Yeah, that's my biggest issue for sure. So here's the thing about fear. It doesn't do us any good unless we are running away from a saber-toothed tiger. Fear will only stop you from living your life to the fullest, because if you try and fail, then you have learned what doesn't work, and that's not truly a failure. You move forward with that knowledge and you adjust. So it's not a true failure if you learn from it. Now that you know what doesn't work, you can try something else. Then something else. Because just like the song that inspired this whole business, A Million Dreams, from the Greatest Showman soundtrack, there are a million ideas and dreams that can make something work. You have to just keep trying. Be persistent. Don't give up on your dreams. Keep working at them and trying different things. Pivot into different directions and keep going. You will get there. You just have to keep trying. And I happen to know I can do it. And you can too. I believe in us. Now get out there and start making things happen. Thank you for being part of the Hopefulist. You know I have a core group of loyal followers, and I love you guys. Love you guys so much. So if you like today's episode, please share it with your friends, post about it on social media, and leave a darn review if you haven't already. It's a really great way to advertise the podcast so more people can discover it. So I hope that you all have a fantastic week. Of course, be the badass that I know you are. I'm here cheering you on. Thank you for listening to The Hopefulist. Now, don't you feel good? Make sure you come back next week. See you then.